Hello everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The enduring paradox, when leaders stay forever. Have you ever looked at the news and wondered how some leaders seem to rule for decades, seemingly against the tide of democratic change, while a significant portion of their population continues to elect and support them? This isn't just a political anomaly, it's a profound puzzle of human psychology and societal dynamics. We often assume power transitions are a natural part of governance, yet in many nations, the same face remains in charge year after year, election after election. This phenomenon challenges our understanding of democracy, choice, and even human nature itself. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover the 7 secrets, why some rulers never leave power. We'll delve into the intricate blend of strategies, psychological undercurrents, and societal attitudes that create a landscape where perpetual leadership thrives, and why ordinary citizens sometimes become key players in maintaining this extraordinary status quo. Secret 1: The foundations of longevity, constitutional control. Let's start with the fundamental groundwork. How do leaders initially lay the foundation for indefinite rule? Often, it begins with the strategic manipulation of a country's very blueprint, its constitution. Term limits, a cornerstone of many democracies designed to prevent the concentration of power, are systematically removed or extended. What was once a clear, fixed period of leadership becomes fluid, allowing the incumbent to contest elections indefinitely, turning a temporary position into a potentially permanent one. Beyond term limits, power is consolidated by weakening independent institutions. A robust judiciary, a free and independent press, and a functioning political opposition are vital checks and balances. When these pillars are systematically undermined, either through direct control, defunding, or strategic appointments, the leader's authority becomes virtually unquestionable. Judges might face pressure to rule in favor of the government, media outlets are bought or silenced, and opposition parties find themselves facing insurmountable legal or logistical hurdles. This gradual erosion of checks and balances centralizes power until it becomes an almost unbreakable monolith, making removal through conventional means incredibly difficult. Secret 2: The allure of stability, why people support the status quo. Now, let's turn to a powerful psychological secret: the deep human craving for stability. After periods of unrest, economic hardship, or political chaos, a strong leader who promises order can seem like a beacon of hope. People may genuinely believe that this leader, with their firm hand, is the only one capable of maintaining peace and preventing a return to difficult times. The unknown of change can be terrifying, and the familiar, even if imperfect, offers a profound sense of security. This is particularly true in societies that have experienced significant turbulence, where the memory of conflict or poverty looms large. The leader often presents themselves as the sole guarantor of national security and prosperity, tapping into a collective desire for a steady ship in stormy waters. The argument often goes, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. This desire for stability can override concerns about individual freedoms or democratic processes, especially if those freedoms are not directly impacting their daily survival or perceived well-being. It's a powerful emotional calculus that prioritizes immediate calm over long-term political ideals. Secret 3: The cult of personality, beyond the leader. A critical secret for many long-term rulers is the cultivation of a powerful cult of personality. They are presented not merely as politicians, but as almost superhuman figures, saviors, fathers of the nation, or visionary architects of the future. This isn't accidental, it's a meticulously constructed narrative perpetuated through state-controlled media, elaborate public ceremonies, and even educational systems. Imagine billboards everywhere showcasing the leader's benevolent face, or school textbooks praising their singular achievements and heroic deeds. This creates a deep emotional connection with the public, often replacing rational political discourse with adoration and unquestioning loyalty. People come to view the leader as embodying the nation itself, making any criticism of them feel like a personal attack or an attack on national identity. The leader's image is carefully managed to project strength, wisdom, and compassion, even when their actions may contradict these traits. This psychological phenomenon makes it incredibly difficult for individuals to question or challenge the leader, as doing so feels like a betrayal of something larger than themselves. It transforms political support into a form of personal devotion, making a change in leadership seem like an unthinkable loss. Secret 4: The power of information, propaganda and control. Central to maintaining a cult of personality and reinforcing the narrative of stability is the meticulous control of information, a key secret of enduring power. Propaganda isn't just about outright lies, it's about shaping the narrative, emphasizing certain facts while omitting others, and consistently reinforcing the preferred worldview. State-controlled media becomes the primary, and often only, source of news, offering a carefully curated reality where the leader is always competent, the opposition is always chaotic, and national achievements are always monumental. Independent media outlets are suppressed, journalists face harassment, and online information is heavily filtered through censorship and state-sponsored narratives. This creates an information bubble where citizens primarily hear messages that affirm the established order. Dissenting voices are marginalized, ridiculed, or simply made invisible. Over time, this constant stream of one-sided information can genuinely convince people that the leader is indispensable and that their policies are the only viable path forward. It's a form of psychological conditioning that makes it difficult for individuals to critically assess the situation or even imagine alternative realities, fostering a collective amnesia about past failings or alternative possibilities. The digital age, with its vast information highways, presents new challenges for these regimes, leading to sophisticated censorship and online influence operations to maintain control over public perception. Secret 5: The economic bargain, prosperity and fear of loss. Another crucial secret lies in economic factors. Many long-serving rulers manage to deliver a period of perceived stability or improvement in living standards, especially if their country is rich in natural resources or benefits from favorable global economic conditions. When people experience an uptick in their personal finances, or simply a consistent income and stable prices, they are often less inclined to question the political status quo. The leader becomes directly associated with this economic well-being, even if it's due to external factors like rising commodity prices. The unspoken bargain is clear: we provide stability and a degree of prosperity, you provide loyalty and non-interference. This economic bargain can be incredibly powerful, especially in societies where past economic hardship is a vivid memory. Furthermore, the fear of losing this economic stability can be a potent motivator for continued support. People might worry that any change in leadership could plunge the country back into uncertainty or crisis, leading to job losses or a decline in living standards. This fear can be actively cultivated through state messaging, warning against the dangers of foreign influence or internal destabilization if the current leadership is challenged. It's a classic case of societal risk aversion at play. Secret 6: Suppressing dissent, the stick behind the carrot. While the carrots of stability and economic promises are powerful, the stick of suppression of dissent is often equally, if not more, vital. It's a brutal but effective secret to maintaining power. For perpetual rulers, opposition is not just a political challenge, it's an existential threat to their legitimacy and control. Therefore, robust mechanisms are put in place to neutralize or eliminate it. This can range from subtle forms of harassment, like bureaucratic hurdles for activists or public shaming campaigns, to overt intimidation, arrests, and even violence. Laws are often broad and vaguely worded, allowing authorities to target critics under the guise of national security or public order. Independent civil society organizations are stifled, protests are banned or violently dispersed, and political opponents face trumped-up charges or are simply disappeared. The message is clear. Opposition is futile and costly. This creates a chilling effect, where potential dissidents self-censor out of fear for their safety, their jobs, or their families. For the broader public, witnessing the consequences of dissent reinforces the idea that challenging the regime is not only dangerous but also pointless, leading to widespread apathy and disengagement from genuine political participation. Secret 7: The Façade of Elections, Legitimacy and Control. Finally, a key secret of enduring power lies in the strategic use of elections, not as tools for genuine choice, but as a facade for legitimacy and control. In many long-term rule regimes, elections do exist, but they function very differently from what we typically understand as democratic processes. They are often less about choosing a leader and more about legitimizing the existing power structure, both domestically and internationally. These elections serve as a stage for the leader to demonstrate their supposed popular mandate. They are often characterized by a profound lack of genuine competition, with opposition candidates either barred from running, facing overwhelming disadvantages, or being token figures with no real chance of winning. Voters may have extremely limited choices, and the outcome is often predetermined. The process itself might involve various forms of manipulation, from controlling voter rolls and media coverage to outright ballot stuffing or intimidation. Even without overt fraud, the playing field is so tilted that the result is never truly in doubt. From a psychological perspective, these elections create an illusion of choice and participation. They provide a ritualistic outlet that allows people to feel as though their voices are heard, even if their vote ultimately doesn't matter. This ritual can also serve as a mechanism for reinforcing conformity. By participating, citizens implicitly endorse the system, further binding them to the existing power structure and making the regime appear more stable and legitimate to external observers. Beyond the 7 secrets: apathy and disengagement. Beyond the active strategies of power, a powerful, yet passive, pillar of long-term rule is widespread apathy and disengagement. When people feel that their individual actions don't matter, or that genuine political change is impossible, they may simply withdraw from political life. Why bother participating, criticizing, or protesting if it makes no difference and carries significant risks? This can manifest as a heightened focus on personal life, family, and immediate economic survival, rather than broader societal or political concerns. This psychological resignation can be reinforced by the state's narrative that politics is complicated, best left to experts, or simply too dangerous for ordinary citizens. Over time, generations may grow up with no experience of genuine political competition or civic agency, leading to a normalization of the status quo. This apathy is not necessarily an endorsement of the leader, but rather a surrender to perceived inevitability. It creates a vast silent majority that, by its inaction, allows the existing power structure to persist unchallenged, making it difficult for genuine opposition to gain traction or momentum. It's a quiet acceptance that reinforces the power structure. The personal equation: why individuals support. It's crucial to remember that support for long-term rulers isn't monolithic, it comes from incredibly diverse motivations. For some, it's a genuine belief in the leader's vision and abilities. They might see tangible improvements in their lives, such as new infrastructure, reduced crime, or enhanced national prestige, and attribute these directly to the leader's decisive actions. For others, it's profound fear. Fear of chaos, fear of external enemies, whether real or imagined, or an understandable fear of reprisal if they don't conform. This fear can be deeply ingrained, a legacy of past conflicts or pervasive state-sponsored messaging. Then there's identity. The leader becomes inextricably intertwined with national pride and a powerful sense of collective purpose. Supporting the leader feels like supporting the nation itself, a powerful psychological motivator. Economic dependency also plays a significant role. Many livelihoods may be directly tied to state-controlled enterprises, making opposition a direct threat to personal survival and well-being. Finally, habit and tradition can be profound influences, especially in societies with long histories of strong, centralized leadership. The notion of a strong hand might be culturally ingrained as the ideal form of governance, making the concept of regular, competitive elections seem alien or even dangerous. Understanding these individual motivations is key to grasping the full complexity of how these regimes endure. Historical context and national identity. The historical context of a nation deeply influences its political culture and receptiveness to long-term leadership. Countries that have experienced periods of severe instability, foreign domination, or internal conflict may develop a collective preference for strong, centralized authority over the perceived risks of radical change or fragmentation. The leader often taps into a potent sense of national identity, positioning themselves as the embodiment of the nation's struggle, resilience, or destiny. They might frequently invoke historical grievances, external threats, or a unique national path, creating a powerful unifying narrative that reinforces their indispensability. This narrative often appeals to deeply held cultural values and traditions, presenting the leader as a guardian of the nation's heritage against corrosive external influences. This emotional appeal to national identity can create a powerful bond between the leader and the people, making it difficult to separate criticism of the leader from an attack on the nation itself. It frames the choice not as a mere political preference, but as a fundamental test of patriotism and loyalty to the collective. The illusion of benevolence, welfare and services. Beyond the grand narratives and powerful state control, the state under a long-term ruler often provides a baseline of welfare and services that, for many, represent tangible benefits. This can include stable pensions, accessible healthcare, even if basic, housing programs, or subsidies on essential goods. For citizens, especially those in rural areas or lower income brackets, these provisions can be a significant and immediate factor in their daily lives. The state strategically leverages these services to foster a sense of dependency and gratitude, positioning the leader as a benevolent provider. The implicit message is simple: we take care of you, so you take care of us, by supporting the status quo. This implicit contract fosters a powerful psychological bond, where loyalty is exchanged for practical, often essential, support. Even if these services are inefficient or come at the cost of broader freedoms, the immediate and tangible benefits can outweigh abstract political ideals for many. It's a calculated move to secure popular buy-in by addressing basic needs, making the state indispensable to the citizens' well-being and thus reinforcing the leader's position. Conclusion: the complex tapestry of power and people. Ultimately, the phenomenon of rulers remaining in power indefinitely, often supported by a segment of society, is a complex tapestry woven from historical context, deep psychological biases, economic realities, and the deliberate strategies of those in power. It's rarely a simple case of brute coercion or blind loyalty. Instead, it's a nuanced interplay of fundamental human desires for stability and identity, the powerful influence of controlled information, and the tangible benefits, or the powerful fear of losing them, that the state provides. Understanding these intricate dynamics is crucial for anyone seeking to comprehend the true nature of power in the 21st century. It challenges us to look beyond simplistic narratives and delve into the elaborate relationship between leaders and the led, exploring the often unseen ways in which human psychology and societal structures conspire to create political realities that defy easy categorization. As global citizens, unraveling these complexities is not just an academic exercise, it's a vital step towards fostering more accountable, transparent, and ultimately, more just forms of governance worldwide. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to join us on future adventures of self-discovery and growth.